Well, good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show today. It's a fabulous Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. I know I did. It really was. I don't know why. I have nothing really to complain about, which is good. Hope you were in town this weekend because there was tons of stuff going on in town this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about it. But before we do that, let's welcome all of our friends on Facebook. Make sure. Oh gosh, I'm not even opening any of the pages. I guess I should probably do that real quick. So welcome folks who are on Facebook. If you're joining us on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or any of the other pages that we're on, we want to welcome you all to the show today. And once again, just want to welcome you all and hope you had a great weekend. I was in. So before I get going, I'm going to be speaking this evening I'm actually going to MC and kind of facilitate a roundtable today over at the Windmill Library. I think it's the Windmill Library, where they're going to be doing an education forum, and I'm really excited about it. So I want to thank Julie Herford, who is a longtime advocate for political rights and all that kind of stuff. She kind of facilitates campaigns and stuff like that. But she asked me to do that after I started off the Constitution Day celebration, which was just about a week ago. So she called me up and said, "Hey, Sherm, can you facilitate this thing too?" I said, "Not a problem. I'd love to." So this week, so Monday, I'm going to be doing the one at the Windmill Library. I think Wednesday we've got another one. I forgot where it's at. I'll let you know about it, folks. Hopefully you'll be able to check those out and have a great time coming out and checking out some of these politicians. So assemblymen, state assembly people. I don't think there'll be any Congress or any senators, federal folks, but definitely be assembly and state assembly people definitely will be there, and some of the people running for those offices. So it'll give the public an opportunity to question, answer, that kind of stuff. So I finally got my pages up. Yes, they are all the way up, which is great. So if you would like to say hello via Facebook, because we definitely have the comment section open. Either on our Livin in Vegas page, our Livin Weekly page, or Black Success. Go ahead, say hello. We'd love to have you say hello to us. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. Also, we publish Livin Weekly magazine. The new edition will be up. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Let me write that down because I already have it written down. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about some of the articles that are going to be. I'll put it right there in front of me. Talk about some of the articles that are in the newest edition of Livin Weekly, which is out today, so you'll be able to check that out. And hopefully that'll be working out great. So if you would like to get a copy of Livin Weekly, Livin in Vegas magazine, they're all free. Just write us at info@livininvegas.com. That's info@livininvegas.com. So let's take a really quick break, folks, and we'll be back with some cool stuff that we'll talk about for our broadcast of Livin in Vegas magazine. This is Sherman Ray. We'll be back in just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, we are back, folks. It's Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. thank you all for being a part of the show today. And I want to thank all the people who came out and supported us and had a great time at church yesterday. Hey, and who's that? Who's that? I just saw somebody just flash their name just flashed on there. Is that tomorrow? Here, let me double check. Yeah, tomorrow. Mr. Beals is up. Thank you so much, and good morning to you this morning. So we had just a great time yesterday over at church, and so fun. Saw some old friends, that kind of stuff, and of course we were just jamming for the Lamb, that kind of stuff. And then once again, if you're just joining us right now, this evening I'll be over at the Windmill Library, and we'll be doing a education forum with some folks that are going to be running for office. I feel like Nate Tannenbaum. Nate Tannenbaum, if you guys don't know who he is, longtime Vegas, stalwart. He's a pillar of the society. You can see him everywhere. I've seen him at the jazz festivals, football games. He's done the MC and that kind of stuff. And people love him. So here, I'm going to pull this up a little bit closer just because I know some people are saying they can't hear me as well. So I'm going to pull my microphone up and we'll talk a little bit more. Let's talk about what happened this weekend, though, folks. This was a bittersweet weekend, more bitter than sweet. So let's start off with the Raiders. The Raiders. So the Raiders dropped again, folks. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, this was a heartbreaker because it wasn't like they got blown out. So they never get blown out. It's always just done enough, though. And so that's what happened with the Raiders this weekend. Oh, sorry. So the Raiders just could not get the job done this weekend. They lost to what? Tennessee? 22-24. Yeah, man. They went for the 2-point conversion and didn't make it. They were down 14 points at the half. Derek Carr brought them back, and within 2 minutes, they'd scored 12 points. But you needed 14. You just needed the points. And they weren't able to do it. So the big thing now is that all the players, Devontae, all these guys, Josh McDaniels, everybody's saying the same thing. You've got to put together 60 minutes. You've just got to put it together. You cannot put together 45, 50. It's got to be 60 minutes of all-out slug them in the face type thing. So you just have to do it. Are we going to give up on the Raiders? No. They've got. And the prognosticators, here's what the prognosticators are saying. Well, the chances of a team making it back after losing, the first 3 games, there's only, it's a 97% chance that they won't make the playoffs. Who cares? We don't care about that stuff, okay? I've seen crazier stuff happen, so let's not give up on the Raiders while before it's too, we're just not going to do it. Because the same thing happened to the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas Golden Knights, their first preseason game, they lost. They lost to the Avalanche. Here, let's pull up that. Where is it at? There it is. They lost 3-1. So they scored early on in the first period, and scoreless second period. Third period, Avalanche scored 3 in a row. Okay, it's a preseason game. Okay, it is what it is, and it doesn't really mean anything. But it, other than psychologically, it's just kind of like, hey, we've got to get on this because many of you know this. The Vegas Golden Knights this year, or 2022 season, 2021-22 season, was the first season that they did not make the playoffs in their history. So, which means that they've been around for 5 years now. I think it's 4 or 5 years. And they've always made the playoffs. Their first 5 years. This year was the first year they did not make the playoffs. We had traded away a bunch of guys, roster changes, new coach. No, we didn't have a new coach this year. We have a new coach coming into this year. A lot of new players. And then we have our goalie, Rob Lehrer. Many people were not very keen on him anyways. And then I think he's out for the season. Pretty sure. I'll double check on that too because he hurt his back, but nobody liked him in the first place. Okay, it's not we didn't love you, Rob. It's okay, not that at all. Okay, we love you. We love you. We expect the best from you. We hope for the best for you because you're part of the VGK family. But there are those who just kind of think you're, you ain't no flower. So that's kind of the way it is. So once again, the Vegas Golden Knights lost to the Colorado Avalanche 3-1. They've got a game tonight. Who are they playing against tonight? Monday, I played T-Mobile. So they're playing against LA Kings. My friend, I got a friend by the name of Arthur. And Arthur is Miktarian is Arthur's name. And his real name is Harut Miktarian. But he calls himself Arthur. I love the name Harut. So he's an LA Kings fan. I've been trying to get him to be a VGK fan since he lives here. He won't let it go. Almost like our friends who love the San Francisco 49ers. Not saying any names. Oh gosh, do I have the video? I don't have the video. Oh! Okay, I'm going to try to find the video. Some of you already know what I'm talking about. There was a video that was up. Can I find it? Oh, this is terrible. I'm going to see if I can find it. Maybe I can find it in a break or something like that. It's terrible. The Kansas City, or not the Kansas City, or maybe it was. One of the coaches in the booth, after they had lost, had made a terrible call. The coach went nuts. Just nuts. It was just, he went ape crazy. So my friend Manny, who is a San Francisco 49er fan, San Francisco lost in like the last minute of the game. Literally like the last 2 minutes of the game, San Francisco blew it. Okay, I'm not a San Francisco 49er fan. I am a staunch Dallas Cowboy fan, and I like the Raiders. Okay, that's my two teams now because the Raiders are here. I know some of my friends will be upset about me with the Raiders thing, but they are our team, and we're going to support them. I was a San Francisco 49er fan up until I had that life experience, where you start knowing what the right team is to like. And I became a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I've suffered ever since. So, my friend Manny is a staunch San Francisco 49er fan. And what he does is he loves to rub it. He's more a Dallas hater than he is a San Francisco 49er fan. So, when they lost last night, it was so fun. Okay, let's shift gears. Let's pay a bill here real quick, folks, because I talk so much. We'll be back with more of the Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray. We'll be back in just a second. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right, we're back, folks. I'm Sherman Ray, and this is the Livin in Vegas podcast. Thank you so much. Where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local and the return of the coolness factor. I should probably get my shirt up and put a tie on. So what's going on locally? So this was a story. And many of you know this already. If you don't catch any of the stuff or you miss a story here on our podcast, or we don't get to it on the podcast, my show notes, which I generally don't, that we will have it on our website, or you can get part of it via our newsletter. And our newsletter goes out pretty much every day. Pretty much every single day it goes out. So you can actually get on that newsletter. Just send me your information at info@livininvegas.com. It's info@livininvegas.com, and we will get that to you. Okay. Each and every day we generally put that out. or you can just go on our website and you can see a lot of this stuff that's out there. There was a story that happened back in, what was it, July? Gosh, it was quite a while ago that this story first aired. But there was a Torah, a traveling Torah. Many of you know what a Torah is, and this really coincides with Rosh Hashanah, which just started right now, the Feast of Tabernacles. That is just starting this week for our Jewish families. And there was a Torah, a traveling Torah that was stolen at the Las Vegas Convention Center. There was a rabbi who called him Rabbi, what was the rabbi's last name? I forgot the rabbi's name too. Doesn't really matter. But a rabbi, Jack Abraham, lives in New York. He had his traveling Torah, big scrolls of the Bible, of the first 5 books of the Bible, big ones. Okay. That's actually bigger than that. It was huge, just big. You can't. It's so big, it's bigger than the screen. See, it's back out here. It's really big, ornate, all that stuff. Somebody stole it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you can't believe this. I can't believe it. It's like my mom said, I can't believe it, man. Somebody stole this guy's Torah. And so they offered up a reward, and they said, please, we're going back to New York, but we are offering this reward, $10,000, which grew to $40,000. Good news was, folks, it was found. Some lady turned it back in. She said, hey, I found it a couple of months ago and decided to return it because I found out about this, this thing was missing. So right now, the police, Metro, said that they have not had any made any arrests on this. So we'll see what happens. It's a mystery still. Also, speaking of mysteries, we out at Lake Mead have got some ghost hunters. Yeah, this is a very strange story. I don't even know should we even take any time on this. Yeah, I guess we will. So here's the deal. These guys who have their own YouTube channel, it's Paranormal Investigator or whatever. We won't even tell you who it is. It's just so goofy. They decided to come out from Philadelphia. I guess they're from Philadelphia, to Lake Mead to see if there are any ghosts or dead people out at Lake Mead. And they go, oh yes, it's very dark here. It's so dark. Ooh. Oh, it's so dark here. Okay. So they were joined by another paranormal group that says, yes, the darkness out here at Lake Mead, it's palpable. And we're just getting the tip of the iceberg. Okay. All right. So we are not going to even tell anybody who you guys are, because I think this is, have there been people who've died out at Lake Mead? Oh, you better believe it. Have there been a lot of people who died out at Lake Mead? Okay, that's debatable. We don't know. But to make a TV show about it is just it's tasteless. I just think so. But we have to report it, that these are the things that shape the city of Las Vegas. So we have to tell you about it. So let's go on to something even more pleasant, though. A couple of related stories. The girls who just won the WNBA championship, the Aces. We'll do it this way. The Aces, that's the new thing. Okay, you got to learn that. The Aces went over. They're still playing. And they went out to, and this is a tournament they're playing, the FIBA Women's World Cup. They're just starting this. This story was as of the 26th, so that was today. Okay, that they are in. Gosh, where are they at? I forgot where this is being played at. I'm sorry, forgive me about this. But the gist of the story is, some of the players from the Aces, are playing on this FIBA team, the USA team. Not only did they beat South Korea, they beat them 145-69, setting a new record for the most points scored in a World Cup game, edging out Brazil's record that was set in 1990 of 143 points, which is Just that's like crazy basketball scores. These are men's basketball scores. Harlem Globetrotters scores. Previously, the USA women scored 119 points against Angola in 2014. So Asia Wilson scored, and she was, of course, she played. Her and Kelsey Plum. I wonder if Chelsea Gray played. Yeah, yes, she did. Um, we beat China, I think, a couple of days before, and these girls just don't stop playing. They just don't stop. So Asia scored 20. They didn't say how much Chelsea or Kelsey played. We got Brianna Stewart, Sarah's playing. Oh, there. How could you even think that anybody would beat these guys? There's just no way. There's just no way they're going to play. So, in a related story, though, this is really very cool, though. The Lady Coyotes, and many of you probably know who I'm talking about, the College of Southern Nevada, which is actually the largest higher education system in the state, the Community College of Southern Nevada. They have a basketball team. It just started a couple of years ago. They have been inspired by the Aces. Okay, we should just do it this way. The Aces. Okay, is easier? The Aces. Got to do it some way. Some way, got to make it so it's easier to do. The Aces. They've been inspired because of what the Aces have done. That many of them are already eyeing pro careers. Okay, so the CSN Lady, what's the name of their team? I'm so sorry. Coyotes. The Coyotes of the College of Southern Nevada, the Lady Coyotes, are preparing themselves already. They're being inspired. They're saying, hey, look, this gives me an opportunity that I can definitely look down the line that I can play professional, which is just fantastic. Some of these girls are just fantastic. And so our hats are off to them, that they're going to do some fantastic work there, and we just look forward to it. So that's very cool. There's another story. October 1. Many of you know that the October 1 massacre is going on its 5th year now. And to mark that day, they're actually having quite a few events that are going to be happening on. We're going to leave a link to this story and other stories that are going to talk a little bit more about some of those remembrance celebrations that you, if you want to be a part of that, and we hope that you are. We really hope that you don't allow days like this to pass without remembering it. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, over at Mandalay Bay, there was a man, a crazed gunman, who got up on one of the floors, 30th floor, whatever it was, 20th floor, and opened fire on just hundreds of people. I mean, hundreds of people were hurt. I believe 85 people were killed. 50 to 85. I mean, there was a lot of people who were killed. I'll double check here. I don't want to get this wrong because some people really get upset when you get some of this wrong. Okay, I'll double check, folks. We had such a massive loss of life. It really required, and it initiated a move by our medical profession to upgrade our systems of taking care of stuff like this, because every ER room in the valley was overrun, just overrun with the sheer amount of people who came in. There were literally like 400 people who were all of a sudden, people were throwing them in cars, taxis, Ubers, anything they could do, getting them out to these emergency rooms. And these emergency rooms were just overwhelmed. We're coming up on the 5th year of remembrance on it, and we will actually air a special on this ourselves here at Livin in Vegas, because it really was something that just changed the trajectory of our town, and we call it the 1 October tragedy. Just an amazing thing. Let's pivot just a little bit. What do we want to talk about? Let's talk about something fun here for just a second. Okay, lady, let's go to UNLV. And many of you know this. We love UNLV. I keep talking about it. As a matter of fact, this weekend, one of my friends posted something about UNLV, and I sleep in a UNLV t-shirt all the time because I have lots of them. I mean, I've got 15, 20, something like that. I got a lot of UNLV stuff just because I went to UNLV and I've always been a fan of UNLV. Anytime I get a chance to go to a game, I'll go. So you don't even ask me twice. I'll go. Just throw me tickets. I'll go to a UNLV game anytime. So their golf tournament or their tennis team wrapped up a invitational at Silverado Resort and Spa, where Eduardo Cohen got a 6-2, 6-2 win in singles over Johan Gaspered of San Francisco, and also teamed up with Thomas Navarro to win a doubles victory over San Diego State's Bora Sengal and Andre Sala. So it was great. So we're doing good. So UNLV is doing really good. And so one of the things that we were mentioning about is that no one pays attention to UNLV. Nobody's giving them the love they deserve. Just kind of like the Aces. They just don't give them the love they deserve. And I mentioned something about the football team. The football team is doing great this year. Oh my gosh, we're 3-1. Okay. And guess who I just saw it on TV yesterday? They one of the major news outlets picked up on the fact that UNLV's basketball team or football team is 3-1. Guys, we are the hotness. That's all there is to it. I believe, and I've always believed this, folks, and I'll say it until it's coming out of my ears and people get upset about it. The UNLV Rebels are our team. We should support them. You should always wear something representing them. That everybody should have a UNLV license plate, that kind of stuff. I just think the Rebels are the best. And we love, even when we get more sports teams in, which we're going to continue to get in, the number one team in Las Vegas should always be the UNLV Rebels. Always. Because all these other teams can come and go. They will. Okay, or they could. I don't think they will now because we're the hotness now. But they could leave at any time. UNLV's not going any place, folks. They're not. They're our team, and we need to support them. We just need to put money into our educational system and do everything we can to make UNLV the number one college in the nation. Numero uno. Okay? That's just from me, folks. Show them some love. They'll show you some love. Then our kids won't be going up to Reno. They won't be going to San Diego State or Notre Dame or any of these other Ivy League teams. Whatever. Who needs Ivy League when you got the number one research college in the Pacific Northwest? Okay, we're the best. We really are. So anyways, we're out of time, folks. So if you have missed anything that we spoke about today, go to our website, livinvegas.com. We'll actually have the show up another 15, 20 minutes or so. You can see a replay of it, or you can watch us on YouTube. It'll be up there, once again, about 15 minutes or so. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Definitely on our website. We have stopped putting stuff on our Facebook page because Facebook has made it very tough to post anything anymore. So if you'd like more information on Living in Vegas, check us out on our website at livinvegas.com. This has been Sherman Ray for Living in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, folks, think living local. And the return of cool. We'll see you again Wednesday for the Living in Vegas podcast. Bye-bye.